The views expressed in this podcast are that of ours alone. Any opposing opinions on our behalf are not to discredit or belittle the listener's opinion, but only to pose another perspective or point of view, respectively.
Yo, what's up? What's happening? No need to adjust your devices. You are definitely podcasting with the best parameters podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Stilo GQ.
This is your co-host, Black Dev.
We back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Today, our topic is being woke a trend? And today we don't actually have any guests with us. It's just gonna be me. It's just gonna be me and Dev going at this. We got a few people that posted a few things on our social medias that we're gonna bring up. But yeah, we don't have any guests today, which is cool. And but that's not to say that we won't have a part 2, part 3. I got a few people that hit me up that want to add a their perspective on it. So, but definitely look for part 2 possibly with this. But today it's just me and Dev. But yeah, everybody talking about the woke. So is this a trend? Dev, what's up? What you think, man?
I don't think it's a trend.
You think it is a trend?
I don't think it's a trend. Well,
okay.
If it is a trend, I don't think it's a bad trend. So at this point, like, people, like, at first it was cool, especially when the movie Get Out came out.
Right.
Like, everybody was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We see it. Somebody finally, like, representing us. This is the truth. Now, everybody's like, man, you just saying that just to fit in. And to me, I'm like, even if it's a trend, it's a positive trend. So it's going to make other trends that's going to be positive. So when people start, I feel like black people are the only ones that make you look stupid for acknowledging history or being intellectual or whatever. They make you feel stupid for that. So that's starting to come out now, because now everybody will be like, even on this Jay-Z album that came out, like, to me, it was just good music. I don't know why people are trying to say, oh, now he thinks he's Talib Kweli. No, he doesn't. He thinks he's Jay-Z.
Right.
He's his own person. But I'm like, everybody's like, well, Nas been saying this since 96. Oh, now because Jay-Z said it, you want to believe it. So what?
Right. See, my thing is this. I feel like it is a trend. I feel like it now. It is a good thing that people saying it, but people fake care about everything now. Whatever is popular is what everybody is going to go with. Being woke is just basically saying your conscience of what's going on. But those, you got the people who are really aware, and you got the people who just like to say they're aware because that's a fun thing to say right now. It's super annoying. I can't stand it. Like, a lot of y'all out here, you saying that, but you still doing the same old ratchet stuff you've been doing. Same old ratchet stuff, man. Like the boy Hove said, Dev was saying about the Jay-Z album. Jay-Z says, you putting stacks up to your ear on Instagram, that's a disconnect. We don't do that anymore. And then you got these same people going back on the gram, posting stacks to their ear. Dude, you are a problem. You are a problem. You're not woke. You still ratchet. You're a coon. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say what I gotta say.
Okay, so here's my thing on woke. Woke, I don't really care for that term, because that's like an absolute term. That's not a relative term. So
Right.
when people say you're woke, that doesn't mean you're like Malcolm X or something like that. I think it's just being drawn out too much. I don't really like that. I don't ever say I'm woke. When somebody says,
Neither do I.
when somebody talks about it and use it, I know what they're talking about, because that's where we're going with the conversation, with which is understandable. But I don't ever say I'm woke. Now, I know there's a hashtag that says "Stay woke" that came from the Childish Gambino
Right.
Redbone song, which
Right.
that's another thing. Like, I don't think that song was made to be a song in that context. I think that was actually about a female, but I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but I'm
Um,
just, but I don't think that song was, you know what I'm saying, like it I don't know if it had that deep of a meaning, but it did carry over and Get Out. So, you know,
yeah,
people saw that and then they were like, "Oh, this song means stay woke." You know, sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Like they
don't
started
you
putting it
close your
together.
eyes? Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They started putting it together that way. But my thing is like, nobody's it's intelligent people, man. We like to learn. We like to read. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? We like to learn things. So you can't be completely woke. Like for instance, like I still eat at fast food crazy, knowing that it's bad for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not taking the time right now to learn how to grow my own food, but I am aware that this food is bad. You know, I'm aware of it, but that doesn't
So,
mean I can't say I'm not woke. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's a process for everybody. Everybody has different weaknesses that they're addicted to. You know, like some people are you know, so they had Dr. Umar on Breakfast Club, you know,
yeah,
recently, and he was talking about how uh we bought twice as many black people bought twice as many Mercedes. You know, they were talking about status symbols, you know,
right,
twice as many Mercedes as white people last year and stuff like that. Like them, you know, having a nice car and stuff like that. Like those are things that typically we want as a human being, but it's a
right.
process to know what the value of a car is, what the appreciation of a car, a lot of things like that. So it's more than just a trend, but it starts the thought process. If you start saying that it man, you stupid because you got a Benz. When you talking about stay woke, you know what I'm saying? You flashy.
See,
It's
man.
not. That's when people start to get turned off, and that's what happened to the church, though. That's what the church, you know what I'm saying, had a positive message, but then you start going to church and people saying, "Oh, you in a club, but you come to church this morning." The preacher saying, "Some of y'all just came from the club last night,
Right.
smelling like alcohol and blah blah." You know that turns you off, and then you
Yeah.
don't go to church for 5 more years.
You know what, man? The thing about it is, they say status symbols, us buying vehicles, and he said black people purchase twice as more Benzes. But this is the thing, okay? Either A, first of all, let's say it this way: we known for, they want to say we known for not having nothing. We known for doing stupid stuff. So in a sense, if you buying a Benz to show that you like the vehicle, B, I can afford the vehicle, then hey, it is what it is. So this is the thing. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. All right. You don't buy the Benz. So, oh, look at him. They always driving in something raggedy. Ah, look at them. B, you buy the Benz. Oh, they so stupid. They only put their money into stuff that's going to depreciate. So it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? The thing about it is, it's not the fact that you bought the Benz. It's not the fact that you eating at the fast food restaurants. Hey, it is what it is. But are you aware of what you're doing? Do you understand that what you're doing is not probably the best choice? Those who do it as a lifestyle have no apologies for it, don't care, don't do not have any intentions on changing this. These are the ones who are asleep. Those asleep. Those asleep. Those who understand it and know what they're doing, they can still be considered quote unquote wake or aware of what they're doing. Um, you saying I'm gonna bring up the Jay-Z album again because this is the thing. Jay-Z put out an album that is what we as young black men, young black women, older black men, older black women needed to hear. We needed to hear someone of this type of social status and of this type of economic status speak on something like this. Who cares if somebody said it before? He's popular. Are you gonna listen to something that some D-list rapper say or something that Jay-Z say? Come on, man. Most people going to associate with who's popular. So what if it was said 8-9 years ago? He's saying it now, and that's what's important, and that's what we needed to hear. That's the message that needed to be displayed. So all y'all who are discrediting him and getting upset with him for saying this, y'all are crazy, man. Y'all crazy and y'all coons, man.
But how is Jay-Z's album relative to being woke? Because
Because
honestly,
I'm explaining.
when I listened to the album, I didn't listen to him say, "Hey, he's making a conscious album," because I felt like this was something he was personally going through. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I know people that are married that go through things. I know people that are working. I know people with businesses that are going through things. We all know that. So when everybody listened, they were like, "Oh, this is down to earth." But it,
It
it
is.
wasn't it wasn't necessarily he was teaching me about history. You know what I'm saying? Uh the OJ story. Now that in particular, like that song in particular, was relative because he had a message there about it doesn't matter, and that he included himself in that message. That as rich as he is, it doesn't matter to the
Right.
world perspective as
Yes.
who we are. Now that was, but the rest of the album was a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of stuff that he probably wanted to get off his chest. So I'm
Yeah.
like, but people are trying to link it to being woke, and I
In a
don't know,
sense.
I don't understand why every time, like even Kendrick Lamar, I feel like Kendrick and J Cole, like I feel like what they're saying is just down to earth stuff, not
And-
coming from. Okay,
Right.
let me
And
back this up a little bit.
that's what being aware, awakened
Yeah,
is.
it's down to earth stuff, but they're not preachy about it. It's down to earth, but I feel like rewinding a little bit, um, what they're trying to say is something that the reason why the mass is like relating to it because it's like realistic that way. But but then we have other artists, like Future or something like that. I've seen videos where people have critiqued him and said this is not realistic because he's talking about selling drugs with no consequence. He's not talking about, what his homies are doing, what's going on for the average kid. Not every kid in the hood sold drugs. Not every black kid was, you know what I'm saying? They might have been in that environment, but that doesn't mean every black kid made that choice.
Right.
So when we hear these other guys, we're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't hear personally like what these other artists are doing. Like it's down to earth, but that's just hip hop music. That's like that's like 25%. I say of what's going on with like black people right now.
Right. But see, the thing about it is hip hop is so important to the culture, and you typically don't hear that type of message being given out in hip hop. I mean, you have your, let's say it this way, you don't typically have artists of that magnitude say the things that he was saying or be as organic as he was. Typically the reason typically when you hear hip hop, a lot of it is fabricated, or a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it is telling stories of things people have seen or experiences from other people's perspectives, but a lot of it is fabricated. So when you do hear your Kendricks, your J. Cole's, even your Jay-Z's now, even some of your Nas stuff, you know, would not trying to name everybody, I don't want to leave nobody out, but like Talib Kweli, Common, all these people. When you hear it, it's like wow, they're being real. They're being realistic rather. They're not
So,
promoting.
but why is that being woke though?
But see, the thing about it, I don't want to say it's a woke album or they put out woke albums. I'm saying they are aware and they make albums. So it's not a woke album. It's a woke person who made an album expressing his views and beliefs.
But why are they considered woke though? Why can't it be? Why can't the
And I don't
hashtag
even
be
know
stay
who,
aware?
man.
Why can't the
Who?
hashtag be stay aware though?
I agree. Who came up with woke? Where did this come from? Where's all this stuff coming from? Lit, woke. It was turned up. Who? Who is the author of this?
I mean, me
Crazy.
personally, like I'm always reading about stuff. Even this today we're recording on 4th of July. So this is what's going
Yeah,
on
let's get
social
on that.
media on 4th of July. Oh,
Yeah,
we
let's
have
talk.
one half of, black social media. One half of them are like, you know, we're not gonna celebrate 4th of July because we weren't free at this time. Blah 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 blah. I've actually seen some great videos where some people have posts, where they even went through the history lesson of, because we don't share June 19th. June 19th, we ain't shoot no fireworks. We not get no liquor. We not having no cookouts on June 19th. You know what I'm saying? So everybody today is like, oh, you mean to tell me you ain't gonna look at no fireworks? You ain't gonna get no liquor? I mean, I seen this in a post. You ain't gonna get no liquor and accept that holiday pay? Yeah, I'm gonna have accept that holiday pay. That's not my choice. I'm gonna get that regardless. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a conscious choice. I'm not gonna sit there and go to my job and request not to get paid holiday pay. That's an American, holiday. But for so many years, like I mean, I'm this is a recent thing. I don't think this was a popular topic years ago, but now that people are starting to be aware of things, nobody really thought about the small things. Like, I remember one time, like, I mean, people used to wear like American flag outfits on 4th of July. I got a few American flag shirts. I don't wear them now. You know what I'm saying? But I remember 4th of July, that's when you show your patriotism, your spirit for the country. But
Right.
we were taught in school that this was our freedom. We were taught this in school. So we were grown up, we grown up all through our school thinking, hey, 4th of July is for us. And it's not really for us because the truth is, you know what I'm saying, that's not really how it goes down.
But this is the thing, man. See, you woke, right? So you sound like a woke person, bro.
I'm definitely not woke because I read every day and I encourage everybody to read and I encourage everybody today
Yeah, I
on this
feel you.
4th of July, instead of posting what you do like or what
Yeah.
you don't like about the holiday, I encourage you to take this time to read. Maybe people should have cookouts, black people should have cookouts and start talking about what happened in history because we don't talk
Yeah.
about that. You know what I'm saying? So
This is the thing with me. One thing you got a good point. I do want to say, why don't African Americans in America celebrate June 19th?
because it's
That
not taught in school.
yeah. I
I
mean, I'm
mean,
just saying.
it might be taught in African American history, but what is African American history? Did you get African American history in elementary school?
And you know what? We're not gonna tell you what June 19th is either. You're gonna have to Google it on your own.
Yeah. Did you get that? But did you get that in elementary school? You sure knew what
Right.
July 4th was.
I think they may have brought it up, bro, but I don't think that they emphasized on it.
Psh, not where I went to school.
You know
I,
what I'm saying? I mean, we are aware of what took place. They may have threw the date out there.
we not aware of what took place.
I mean,
June 19th this year. I seen select people share something about it.
right.
I didn't see, I've seen more flyers about July 4th party with half naked asses on the flyer. Come to the club July 4th, tonight popping. I've seen more of that. And June 19th, I ain't seen no celebration for that.
Well, this is the thing, bro. A lot of times you got to understand, we as black people have always been able to take what was a bad situation and flip it around. Okay, so yes, and that lady that post about let's just do whatever and get your holiday pay and all this and that and let's just go ahead and enjoy these fireworks. I understand where she's saying
Why?
um Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because the thing is, this is the thing. We understand, we know. Sometimes we have a tendency, and I'm not trying to shortchange anything, but sometimes we have a bad habit of turning things. We get too serious. It's to be taken serious, yes. It's history, yes, but don't f up the vibe of the day about it. We understand. We know,
Nah, yo. First of all,
bro,
to add
bro.
on to that post, she was like,
And she didn't mean it in a bad way. Go ahead.
I don't think she did either, but it was a still judgmental way. It was judgmental, and she said something about, I'm seeing all of these slavery posts. Like, as if slavery didn't, like, we're not supposed to talk about slavery today. Like,
Yeah,
it almost like felt like somebody else wrote that wasn't black. So I'm like,
but you didn't keep reading. You didn't keep reading what she
that was
said.
the end of her post. Was I see all the slavery posts was at
No,
the end.
no. She says, I mean, black folks were slaves every day of the year once upon a time.
Yeah. So therefore, if you, yeah, for real, we start at 4th of July if you want to, but for real, I mean,
See,
you want to be an Easter bunny, you want to be a Santa Claus, and you read, you know what I'm saying? You don't read. If you want to go ahead and do that, you can do that. I know a lot of things we try to contribute to the kids. Oh, well, the kids want to see the fireworks. Well, the kids want to hunt Easter eggs. Well, the kids want gifts. When you do all the hard work and then the traditions don't even, when you go back and look at the traditions, is not the real reason for the holidays.
That is very true.
That's your choice. That's your choice if
it,
you want to be fucking pop culture.
yes, it's holidays ain't pop culture.
What?
Holidays ain't pop culture, bro.
What is it then? It ain't the underground, my dude. What is it then?
Holidays are, that's what it's whatever we made it to be. It's not everything
pop culture.
You know what? Everything's pop culture. Everything's pop culture.
No, it's not
pop culture because everything is on social media.
Pop culture, but slavery's not pop culture.
I mean, neither. I mean, this is the thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing.
Yeah,
I get it. I understand, but the thing at the end of the day is just like the girl said in here, man. She says, so does this mean we're not gonna celebrate any holiday? Bro, in that case, we're not gonna celebrate anything. I feel like if we're gonna contribute and we're gonna celebrate it, let's celebrate it for what we know it to be and what we feel like it is, as long as we are educated and aware of what it meant or what it originated as. Just because something started off some type of way don't mean it's still the same. And I think that's a lot of times the issue that we have. We still act as if it is exactly the same. Ain't nobody riding around on no horse and no whip putting their hands on me. Am I aware that this took place? Yes, I am. But I'm not going to live my life every day acting as if somebody riding around with a straw and with a piece of straw in their mouth with a whip on a horse.
But if we were any other culture, it'd be okay not to celebrate 4th of July, right?
Because any other culture don't originate here in America. That's why.
And we did. And
that's why if you were born on American soil, and I'm not saying that
they get a pass, so they can come here and say, nah, if you come up, if you go to a convenience store, wherever you go, go to a Chinese restaurant today, they open on 4th of July. Nah, we don't celebrate that holiday because it has nothing to do with our culture.
If they were born in another country, bro, that's kind of, you gotta kind of understand
that. You don't have to be born in another country for it not to be your culture. A lot of people are American raised, but that's still their culture. So it's okay for another culture to say that. You're not going to go to them and say, well, you live in America. If it wasn't for the 4th of July, you wouldn't even be in this country. You would never say that to any other culture, but you say it to black people.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying, bro. But I mean, I think the thing is,
the thing is, true to their culture. So now they not like, hey, oh, we live in America. They're gonna shoot fireworks and drink liquor. What? We might as well just do it too. They don't. They're like, we might as well work.
It's about the personal choice at the end of the day. If you want to partake for the festivities, but long as I feel like as long as you have a true understanding of what's going on,
I do agree
if
with
you
I do agree with that. I mean, I wouldn't get mad at anybody for I mean, I've been getting mad for only because I seen this in another video. Like, I understand like getting together with this is a time where we are able to get together with our families and have cookouts and stuff like that. I completely understand that. I don't agree with going buying up fireworks and wearing American flag outfits and shit. Like, that's when I know you're just doing it because you know what I'm saying. Like, I really never knew nothing much about July 4th until here recently. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a popular conversation. So I've done it every year. July 4th, gotta wear your American outfit, go do
yeah,
these fireworks and stuff, blah blah blah. Like, I never thought twice about, you know what I'm saying, anything more. Because I wasn't taught the alternative. I
right,
wasn't taught, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't click in my mind. It was kind of like this week we're going to talk about, when slaves were set free this week. But every year we talk about why America was free from Britain. It's
right.
not, it didn't click in my mind subconsciously. So it, my thing is, I don't care. I don't, celebrating it is fine. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you get mad at people because they want to share facts or want to share knowledge to black people, and you're like, man, you go drink liquor anyways. You're not any better than going to a church and a preacher telling you, say you just came from the club. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve to you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That makes sense. That
How are
makes
you
sense.
gonna welcome people? You know what I'm saying? You're not any better. And I feel like you don't care either. I feel like if you don't care about this, then you don't care about anything else. So I mean, why does it matter?
My frustration comes more so from the representation that we have. What we do is what upsets me. Because the best way for us to become stronger, become better, is if we represent ourselves. It's about what we do from here on out. Now, we choose to continue to do the things that we do, say the things that we say, act the way that we act. We're going to continue to be judged that way, or it's going to make it easier to judge us
Hmm.
that way because you're going to be judged regardless. However, how hard is it going to be for someone to say these things about you if you don't display this type of behavior? um I can't stand it, man. And I can't stand the excuse, uh this how we do it around here. Oh man, whatever, man. Whatever.
Man, you gotta talk about the stacks on the ear.
The stacks on the ear, man. Listen, knock it off, bro. I don't care. Listen, and I ain't knocking none of these artists. Okay, I mess with these artists. I'm a music lover. I listen to everything. You got the boy Boosie talking about Jay-Z don't run the South. This how we do it down in Louisiana, man. Listen, bro. Nobody said Jay-Z said he run the South. Nobody said that. He just said that you look ignorant doing what you're doing. And then you embrace your ignorance and you still do it. You are the problem. Boosie, people like him, he's part of the problem. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what you think. He's a part of the problem. Future, he posts a picture with him with the stacks on his ear because everybody's saying, oh, Jay-Z is dissing Future. Y'all are idiots and y'all don't understand music. And that's exactly why Future don't understand music either. That's why he's not a real MC or rapper, any of that, because he obviously don't understand lyrics either. Jay-Z was making a reference to what happened to Future with the Seahawks, Russell Wilson playing football with Future's son, who happens to be Future's son's stepdad because he's married to Ciara. So Jay-Z was saying, hey, this could be me, someone else playing with my son because of my infidelity with my wife. And just so happened he used the term future, double entendre, and playing football with your son. That's not a diss. So, Future, you're a moron because you sit there and let people talk to you and get in your head, and you supposed to be a rapper, and you don't even understand lyrics. And all of y'all who sit there and boosted them up, and all y'all who agree and promote to putting the stacks on the ear and all the rest of the coonery and buffoonery, y'all stupid too. Y'all stupid.
Hey, truth hurts, man. Even that Eric Benet,
And Eric Benet, you
thing.
stupid too.
I mean, the truth hurts, but all of them got offended. Why did they? If it wasn't true, they wouldn't have got offended. All of them got offended
because they don't understand lyrics. They're not. 95% of that album went over everybody's head. You know what I'm saying? Go listen to it 3-4 more times and listen to what's being said. Y'all stupid.
But it's beyond that. It's beyond the lyrics. Is that everybody's saying, well, why did Jay-Z wait till he was 47 to drop something like this? You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z have dropped stuff like periodically throughout his career. It's not like his first time he's talked about stuff like this. But they're offended because they're all over 30 years old. And they're like, how you going to tell me I'm not an adult? And then what did they do? They go right on social media and act like a fucking 19-year-old.
Right. And ain't nobody, and I want to
I'm going to put the stacks to my ears. Oh, you don't tell me what my girl is. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Listen, man, I'm pretty sure your girl, you know what, forget it. Listen, the thing about it is this, man. And I want to put this disclaimer out here. No one is deriding Jay-Z. I just want to put that out there. I happen to like Jay-Z, but I'm not deriding Jay-Z. We're talking about Jay-Z's album because people made the reference to it being a woke album. And we're talking about woke being trendy, or is woke something that's actually real with everybody. So ain't nobody deriding Jay-Z.
Matter of fact,
his album is current right now. So we talk about what's current.
But matter of fact, you guys put that album on the pedestal. We didn't. You guys put it on the pedestal. Y'all made it a woke album. I don't think he promoted it that way or anything like that. I think the album was organic, but you guys y'all put it on the pedestal because it's Jay-Z. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Obama came out with an album, it would be on the pedestal. But, you know what I'm saying? If, Tony Yayo come out with an album, y'all wouldn't care if it was conscious or not.
That is very true. That is a very true statement.
So y'all need not to, so y'all the one. If you don't like it, or if you do or you don't like it, you're the one that puts it on the pedestal. Either way,
man. Basically, grow the hell up, man, and live your truths, man. You know what I'm saying? Be honest to yourself. Be honest to your spouse. Be honest, man. Make smart investments with your money. Yes, everybody want to do stuff and blow money and take care, make impulsive spends. We all do that from time to time, but we don't make it a lifestyle is basically what's being said. You know what I mean? So I mean, y'all silly, man.
And my thing is about the woke thing, the stay woke thing. It's deeper than America. It's deeper than your state. It's deeper. Yeah, we're so used to being associated with our neighborhoods or our state, or you know what I'm saying, or our region of the United States. Like research, like I just had this conversation, with Stilo GQ about on the eastern side of the world, how they view us. You know what I'm saying? Like people,
man.
And to me, it's deeper than what I talked to him about. But like this goes to this from religion, from stereotypes, and it's because like places like China and stuff like that, they're not used to black people being there, so all they know is the stereotypes. And when Dr. Umar was on Breakfast Club, like he was talking about how he was there, and there would be clubs and different places that they would just openly be like, black people are not allowed. And he said in America, you have to hide it. You have to, say your dress code doesn't fit or any other things. But, there they can openly say, hey, we don't want any black people at this establishment. And it's open there. But they don't know, you know what I'm saying? They're ignorant, you know what I'm saying, because their race is mostly Chinese. So
Right.
that's what they see. So when they see a black people, all they know is the stereotypes. And that goes as far as his religion too. So everybody thinks everybody in the world is like Jesus or not Jesus. But a lot of people grow up and know little about Jesus, you know what I'm saying, as much as we think everybody knows everything about Jesus. So a lot of times when we try to have this conversation, we don't take into consideration that sometimes somebody may not be educated on who this person is or what's going on. This is an American thing. This is actually westernized Christianity, which is also a big thing in the black culture as well. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that, you don't realize, you don't research what these other countries, what they believe in, what their culture is like as well, and what they view black people as well. And a lot of people, black people, don't even realize like we haven't, like Africa hasn't been free since the 1950s. We didn't have civil rights in 1965. Like, we're just not that far ago. Like, we have grandparents that's still alive and parents that's still alive at this time where, you know what I'm saying, these countries, these places, America, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of things was going on. So it's like it's not that far along from our lifetime, but we don't research. We're just right here, and we have all the tools to research. You know.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. If we research and really find out the things with the true meaning behind a lot of things and the true the essence of a lot of the stuff that we think we know, you guys would be shocked, man. You would be shocked. But see, we don't take the time to do any of that. We all about the short game. We all about what's going on at the moment. We all about looking good. Ain't nothing wrong with looking good. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
However, do you have a balance? Are you balanced?
But other people have studied us.
Yes, and they
And that-
understand the culture.
Yeah, so they know exactly how to sell to us as well. So as much as woke as we are, you know, we're woke, but we just want this European car that's something that we can't afford or it's not a good investment. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a problem in itself.
Have to all the brackets out there, have any of you guys ever seen a black owned business in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive, Fifth Avenue? Have you ever seen that? Have y'all ever, those of you who have traveled abroad, have you ever been in China and saw a black business selling Chinese food?
No.
Never.
Have you seen a Chinese business with black employees in America?
No.
And
You
then
don't.
right, that's part of being woke. They circulate their money in their communities. I mean, where I'm here at in Charlotte, I mean they got Latino staffing, they got Latino credit unions, not banks, credit unions. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a community here.
I read an article today that said, is Jay-Z being anti-Semitic? What? See, man, y'all see this one? That's the stuff I'm talking about. Because he said Jews own a lot of property in America. No, listen, man. See, everybody always want to turn something into some ugly, man. The fact of the matter is it wrong that Chinese companies don't employ black people? You don't see that a lot at all. If any, is that an issue? Is that racism? So the fact of the matter, acknowledging that Jewish people own a lot of real estate in America, how is that anti-Semitic? How? I just want to know.
It's stupid. They were smart enough to take it to the next step. They took a negative. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come from the Holocaust, and they didn't come to America begging. They didn't come to anywhere else in the world begging for, you owe us this because this happened to us in our lives. We, on the other hand, we're still waiting for somebody to give us something.
You're never going to get 40 acres and a mule. Knock it off. It's never going to happen.
That's
Stop it.
That's our mentality. we may get upset, but we have a mentality that somebody owes us something instead of us building stuff. And honestly, yeah, most of these movies, these you know, Straight Outta Compton, All Eyes on Me, TLC, all these movies uh where these artists didn't get paid, and you know they got these Jewish managers, Jewish owners at these record labels and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're owning the record industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they own our culture. We don't own our culture. We don't own the masters to our culture, and we love
That's
hip
right.
hop, but we don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's our fault. That's our
Yes, it
fault.
is. And then another thing that irritates me is that the fact is we sit there and we let these rappers who don't own their masters, who got advances, who don't own nothing, but they go and buy all these chains and they convince you that they're rich. I'm a boss. You're not a boss.
No.
They say so much. See, we say so much stuff that don't really mean what we say. We don't mean what we say. Do y'all know what a boss is? Everybody, I'm a boss. I'm a boss bitch. You hear girls say that. You don't own anything. You rent your apartment.
Right,
You're not
right.
a boss. You don't even own your own place. Knock it off, man. We say and the thing is we sit here and we listen to what these people say, these rappers and all these other people that don't have any ownership and don't and is not trying to own anything, and then we run with this and we emulate this and we repeat this stuff.
We do.
It's come on, man.
Ma-
Now if you understand that, that's when you woke. That's when you woke, when you understand that.
I
You know what I mean?
I seen an interview with Killer Mike, man. And he was talking about so he was, I don't know where he was at. It looked like a town hall meeting or something, because it was a whole different, you know, array of people there. And he was like, well, you know, he said a lot of black people say, you know, they're woke and they're, you know, we should do this and do that. But he said we're not really ready. He said, do we own any supermarkets? Do we have hospitals? Do we have banks? He said, do we even know a martial art? He said, we don't have no type of discipline. We don't have no way to defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? If certain industries shut down, we have no way of taking care of ourselves, feeding ourselves, or whatever. That's the basic survival.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He said, what do we do with our black businesses? We do hair. We cut hair. We do, you know what I'm saying? We want to start clothing lines. Like we want to do all these things that won't help our survival, you
That's a
know?
good point. That's a great point, actually.
And he, you know what I'm saying? Like he brought out a good point, but I've always said that, you know what I'm saying? People think I'm crazy. People have asked me before, like, well, what do you think, like, the youth should, you know, to help the youth from, like, a lot of youth are shooting each other and stuff like that. And I was like, if they were taught a martial art, or if they were taught how to hunt or some type of responsibility with a
Learn how to
gun,
garden.
you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, if they were taught these things, they wouldn't do it. First of all, if people think I'm crazy, like a martial arts, you know, especially black people, like, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like just doing some kung fu, but like it gives you a self confidence that you can handle situations without resulting to killing somebody.
Right.
We're not taught that. And then second of all, you know, we did an episode on gun control. So if these black youngsters were taught how to hunt and to use a gun usefully, they wouldn't be using it irresponsibly. It would
That's
be
right.
a less number of them doing that. But the problem is, we're not going to be taught that. We're not hunting in the projects. Neither do we have gardens in the projects. You know what I'm saying? If it was more of a pop culture, I bet you we'll start growing little gardens in our windows and stuff like that. But it's not. But that's where it needs to get to. That's where it needs to you know, start to grow, because we don't know any better. So all we have is like stuff like rap and different things to teach us the pop culture of what we're supposed to be doing.
That is very true. I got an example. You know, back in the what's it, the late 80s, um when crack hit around the mid part of the 80s, you know. Well, no, somewhere crack hit around that time, okay? Because I don't want to misquote because I don't have nothing in front of me. I can't remember right off bat. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is around the late 80s, a lot of those rappers came together, and y'all who hip hop heads know they did this thing called a song called "You're Heading for Self Destruction," and they started talking about crack is whack. What happened was those who were popular made crack sound stupid. They made it a pop culture for crack to be stupid. From that point on, you could not walk down the street and say, "Yo, bro, I'm about to go chill in the crib, smoke some crack, and watch TV." Yeah, right. You can't do it. So the point is, if we all rallied up, everybody, black people, white people, whoever is making things popular, and if we made the things that were responsible, respective, useful, popular, you would see a difference in how the youth act, how the millennials, everybody, you would see a difference. You would see a difference. But we always promote violence. We promote stuff that's not useful. So
That's true. I seen one post a while ago from a guy. He said if these young girls were into if they were into nerds versus trap dudes, these dudes would stop trapping and be nerds.
that's real, man.
Cause that's at the end of the day, that's all guys. When guys trap, at the end of the day, they buy that car and that jewelry to impress you, not to impress other guys. Well,
That's
some of
true.
them do. Some of them Jordans and did stuff. They do try to impress other guys, which that's stupid, right? If you like girls, why you want to buy shoes to stun on another guy? That's kind of, you know what I'm saying. But if these girls were into nerds, they put that down in a minute. Because a lot of these trap dudes are really nerds. A lot of them. A lot of them, I talk to them. Like, I grew up with a lot of them. A lot of them come around me, and it's a totally different conversation. They're like, yo, man, that's cool. Yo, I like this app. I like this, game. I like this, da da da. Like, we have, like, conversations like that, but they feel like they have to be a different person in public.
Yeah, man, and that's funny because people criticize Spike Lee's Chirac movie because the girl said they was going to stop giving up the cooch
It's
if
the
these dudes
power. Yeah.
right, and people, that's stupid. That's weak. It's actually a good concept. I mean, I get,
Yeah.
I don't
It's the
know,
truth. It's the truth, man.
but people don't want to embrace that type of stuff because they rather be ignorant. But it's sad. But yeah, we appreciate everybody. Time we're gonna wrap it up. Again, look us up, parameterscast.com, the official website. We still open for sponsors. We still open for feedback. Hit us up. We on Instagram. We on Snapchat. We on Facebook, Twitter. We everywhere that everyone is at. So you can reach us pretty easy. Definitely hit us up on this. Like I said, we definitely open to do a part 2.
Yeah, we'll bring some guests on. What we're trying to do now, man, we're gonna do some replay sessions, man. We're gonna replay some of these episodes live so we can give a live conversation. Everybody can get on Facebook Live and different places, and we can just get on and have the conversation. We'll have the host sitting in. Me and CeeLo GQ will sit in and have a conversation for everybody that missed the show or whatever, and we can do it live. We're gonna replay it. So just be on a lot lookout, because we have a lot of good topics, but we're not trying to, just because we have it then doesn't mean it's not relevant now. And we're gonna keep all these topics in rotation, man, and we'll bring it back for different parts. Definitely with people who can add on to the conversation.
Absolutely. So with that being said, you already know you podcasting with the best. Peace and love.